Well, I wrote it at that stage of the relationship where it was like, okay, like I fully feel myself letting go and falling in love.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
Let's get to work. Lauv is here. Hi, Lauv.
What's up? How are you?
It's always good to see you.
Great to see you.
We were having a great conversation about Lauv here in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, you're based in Los Angeles on the West Coast, and you actually said in front of everyone, God, I sometimes think of moving back to the East Coast, moving back to New York. Really?
Yeah. Well, I kind of do that everywhere I go, but there is something so special about New York. LA just gets very intense,
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there's a reason you guys don't want to be in LA, right?
Well, no. I find the intensity level of LA isn't intense enough.
I guess when I say intense, I mean like it's more like a headspace thing when I'm there. Like it's like so music industry, like I don't know.
Right. And here we're just trying to survive.
And just vibing.
Now, before we get into the music, and we've got to get into it because there's things we got to cover here. Lauv went to NYU and used to work at a Mexican restaurant called El Centro.
Yeah, for a bit, yeah. I was a host.
So you were, can you imagine Lauv? Good afternoon, welcome to El Centro. How many people in your party?
I don't know if I was that good, but.
Wait, did you get fired or did you quit?
I quit.
Okay.
Well, honestly, they were really sweet to me because I was like, I kind of was like on and off, but they were always like, yeah, very sweet. So every time I literally was there last night. So
you go back. I mean, are some of the same people at El Centro still there?
Honestly, I don't think any of the same people. I don't know, maybe. Not last night though.
What's it like when you're kind of haunting your old stomping grounds and, comparing that to where
really
you are
good.
now? What's it feel like? How does it make you feel?
Honestly, it's like super cozy. Like, yeah, it's like such a nice feeling to go back there. Or like I used to live in the East Village for a bit, so I definitely got to go there too.
Didn't I used to see you at the Cock?
At the what? What is that?
What is that? Is that the British pub?
That's amazing.
It's like a crazy gay bar in the East Village.
Yeah.
I just like saying it because you know what? All birds need a bar named after them. Anyway, so Lauv, after New York, obviously El Centro, you were taking time off from working because of music, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what were you doing back then in New York as an up and coming artist?
Honestly, like I was just school and then getting drunk and making music.
Oh God, kind of like today.
Yeah. Less of some of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, would you play sets all around town? I mean, what was your thing?
Well, one of my first, like I played at like Rockwood Music Hall. That was like I think probably I remember like I was like playing on the piano and I feel like I blacked out the whole show. Like I was like just so nervous. And it was like my fingers were like shaking so much, and that's pretty much all I remember from that show.
We've been there a lot. We actually do our own shows there.
Okay, sick,
you don't want to see those. We black out.
I'd love to.
We black out for other reasons. but I mean, so would you ever like? Okay, back to my roots. I want to go do a set at Rockwood.
I would love that. Yeah, I love just like cozy things like that. Like like 100%.
Intimate. You like intimate.
Yeah, I love intimate.
Yeah.
Like I just I don't know why. It's just like please. Always, yes, please. So.
By the way, we're here in New York, but we have Gandhi. She's in Detroit and Froggy's in Jacksonville. We're all over. So if you guys want to say something loud, you got to speak up.
Okay, I'll just scream over everybody. Ready?
Yeah, go. Just scream over everyone.
You guys are amazing.
Well, I don't know if you remember the first time we met Lauv. We actually sat out in this living room and had a conversation about music. As a matter of fact, I missed a couple of breaks on the air because I'm like, I'm talking to Lauv. And it was fascinating. To have a conversation with someone and see the passion they have for what they do, effortless passion, it's really cool.
Thank you.
And that's why your music is so good.
Thank you.
Plus, we like your green hair.
Thank you. Yeah. People have been asking why I dyed my hair green, and I have like no good answer. I'm like psychoanalyzing it now. I'm like, did I do that out of like losing my mind, end of lockdown, or like was it just I don't know for fun?
Wait, when you shower, is there green all over the bottom of the shower?
Yeah. Just a little bit. Yeah, I have to redo it so often too, which I didn't think about because it's like on my album cover and everything, and it was like a very impulsive decision. But it's like you gotta redo it.
Anyone explanation for anything you do.
Thank you.
I'm hoping you feel that.
Thank you.
Well, no, you don't. And I'm hoping you feel that same way about your art, about your music. Have you ever had someone question you and you go, hey, well, let's think this through. Why do you do that?
I overthink. Like, I think I have to explain everything because it's like, I don't know, I spend so much time with it that I'm like, oh, I want people to like understand, like went behind it. And I oftentimes like get very lost in my head and like think things have to be way deeper than they are too. So
it's all the,
you know what I mean?
The inner workings of a creative genius.
I think it's just honestly just me, my anxiety and overthinking. But yeah,
if you didn't have an edge of anxiety, and anxiety and mental health is a very important thing, and I'm not downplaying that at all. But if you feel, Lauv, that you didn't have that edge, and sometimes it's an edge that it costs. Do you think you'd be as effective as an artist?
I don't know. I don't know if I'd be making music like that. Yeah, in the same way. Yeah, I don't think so.
There was a comedian way before your time. His name was Jonathan Winters. He was a funny guy, funny as hell. This guy, I mean, no one knows who he is today. He was dealing with some mental health issues, and he went away for a while. And when he came back, he wasn't funny anymore.
Really?
He wasn't trusting himself. He wasn't.
That's so tough.
He wasn't listening to his voices anymore, and the voices were what made him special and unique and fun.
It's so tough because those can be the same things that like push people away, which is a kind of like a big process that I'm going through right now and trying to just like embrace happiness and love and everything, because I feel like I spent a lot of years, like my entire life was like only my career, like only like my music, like so obsessed with it, but it was like kind of pushing people out of my life, you know?
Right.
And I was struggling a lot on and off of medication for OCD and depression, and it's just been like, you know, such a battle. So it's like finding that balance of all this.
Is it interesting, Lauv, to wake up one day and realize all the things you've been chasing were there all along? Is that basically it?
That's interesting you say that. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know. It feels very much like what I'm trying to like remind myself, I guess, a lot.
Well,
yeah.
Look, I'm going to play All for Nothing in a minute, which is a great song. Loving.
Thank you.
So tell everyone who you co-wrote this with.
I wrote it with my girlfriend, which was really cool that actually worked out.
You know how many people are going, oh, that's so cute.
I just thought it. Right?
Yeah. And the other people are going, I could never work with my girlfriend. What a bad idea.
We've only done a couple of songs together. We haven't worked together in a while. No,
right. Well, and I'm assuming the song is about you and your girlfriend, and she and her boyfriend. So, which is you, by the way.
Her and
the other guy.
But we have to find her other boyfriend.
But how
you guys know? Let me know, please.
For instance, Gandhi. You see all the artwork behind her?
Yeah.
She creates all of that. She and her boyfriend create art. And this is all something that became a thing of theirs during COVID, right?
Absolutely.
Go ahead, tell them the story, because I think it's important.
Well, I mean, it came out of us being bored, you know, and not having a ton of other stuff to do. And then it ended up working out really well. But I also credit it for saving us through the pandemic, because being with somebody during that time when there's nothing else to do really highlights what kind of relationship you have or don't have. Right. So I'm glad you guys made it through that time and came out with art yourselves.
Thank you. Likewise.
I mean, when you're cooped up with someone, or if you're happily cooped up with someone, to be able to work on something like art being paints or notes, lyrics, that's got to be really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
What a connection between the two of you. That's great.
No, it's really cool. I think you know, at first it's like you're nervous, or I was nervous, like, is it going to work out or whatever? But yeah, I feel like the song turned out good, so I'm happy about it.
So you're folding yourself, your private life, into your music, which is so important. There are some artists who just, I'm going to write about chocolate today. They don't even like chocolate, but they write about it, and they get a hit, and it's great. So, it is. But for all for nothing, by the way, I don't like asking what a song is about, because a lot of artists will say, well, I want it to be about what you want it to be about.
Right.
Well, no, I want to know what it's about.
Right.
What is it about?
For me, so it's really about like, I wrote it at that stage of the relationship where it was like, okay, like I fully feel myself letting go and falling in love. Cause like I feel like subconsciously I put up a lot of defenses, and in that process, there's a lot of, you know, I don't know, stupid like moments of kind of pushing people away, or like pushing her away, or getting in these like arguments where I realize like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing over and over? And this is about like the moment of like, okay, like I'm done with that. Like if I were to mess this up, like it would be bad. Like I'm in deep now, and I just got to surrender to that.
I love that.
Yeah. So.
You know, I forget which song it is, but you find yourself falling in love with someone, and you're like, stop it. But okay, I'm falling in love with you. Here's my heart. It's yours to break. I think that's Billy Joel. Here's my heart, it's yours to break, you know? And you know, at that same time you're feeling this, I'm getting goosebumps. At the same time you're feeling all this love and warmth, you have that edge of fright.
Right.
Which keeps you in line, Lauv.
And like that little bit of pain. Yeah. No.
Don't F this up.
No, 100%.
Because, you know, I think being in love is acknowledging that you deserve to be in love. And that's a part of the relationship.
Yeah.
Are we going way too deep? Should we talk,
no, it's so cute.
Should we talk about kittens and bras or something?
Kittens in bras.
I'm sure there's lots of TikTok videos on that.
So your tour officially kicks off this summer, is that right?
Yes, August.
Talk about it. You seem excited.
I just had an accent for a half second.
Did.
That was weird.
I heard it.
Yes, August. Yeah, well, so it kicks off right after the album comes out, August 5th, and then the tour kicks off a few days later, and I'm going to be in Hammerstein here. Right. 2 nights, and I'm really excited. It's been a long time.
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting talking to our friends who have been off the road for so long, and that first moment they get back out on the stage, they say it's just the most orgasmic explosion of like, wow, this is exactly what I've been missing.
I'm so excited because I also have a whole other album that I didn't get a chance to tour that I released right before lockdown started. It was like days before. I was in New York, Street Week, like March 2020. Dropped it, and then I flew back home, and it was like, nope, can't do a release party, nothing. So
what did you do while the rest of us were locked down?
I mean, I was just, honestly, I made songs for a few different albums, landed on this one, but it was pretty cyclical, like me with my own thoughts. I feel like I kind of, and you can see a lot of this on the internet, like on my socials, like I feel like I kind of like deconstructed myself and then put myself back together a little bit. Yeah, not in like the best of ways, but I don't know.
But it happened, so it needed
existential.
to happen. Yeah. We've had some people roll through here and talk about all the bad music they wrote.
Yeah.
That they'll never.
Oh, I definitely, I for a while I was making some like, I don't know, not that it was bad, but I was making some more like R&B trappy stuff that was definitely very different for me.
Well, that's good though.
Yeah, I kind of lost myself.
We're talking artists that were embarrassed at what they wrote. And what was your idea?
I think that's a great album to put out, like The Crap or something like that.
Yes.
And I would get it.
I want to do like a series, even just a series on TikTok or something of like songs I'll never release, but like just put them up as like little clips.
I know, but those are the ones we're going to find big hits in.
That's
The ones that you doubt are the ones that we want to hear. But we every album, it should be like Taylor Swift, The Crap.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying?
It's a series.
So
like what? Now that's what I call music volume. It's The Crap Volume 1.
That.
Now that's what I call crap. Volume 17. Well, whatever you put out, it's going to be fine with us, Lauv. Look, congratulations on pulling it out of the garage and going for a ride again. This is great to see you and have fun. Have fun dinner with Tom Pullman. Make sure he's buying.
Yeah, we'll do.
Please, all the money they're saving with us, they can afford dinner with you.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
And at the end of the day, it's about Lauv and his love of music and All for Nothing. So in Love. I love this song. Thanks for coming to see us.
Thank you so much.
It's Lauv.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.